On action, we are bringing you live pictures on your number one sports sub after a long due and post Singer Schools Rugby League. It's always good to be back in action as the home team St. Thomas's, the school by the sea, will take on the Green Machines, Isipathana College. We all know how fearsome when they attack, when they especially play that running style rugby like no other in this Sri Lankan schools competition. We are hopeful for that one of the fierce battle. Despite there are another two schools rugby encounters, especially one of the encounter was the 75th Bradbury Shield, also bring live view from Pallekele Trinity College hosting Royal in this first leg encounter. But here Isipathana, after winning or finishing second in their pool just behind St. Joseph's College, and they are coming with some promise as St. Thomas's host this game. And speaking to coach Vaipaguratna just before the warm-ups, and he's really confident, but it did help it did help his team to get some recovery process in this long halted 4 to 6 or 8 weeks after that devastating attack on 21st April, which was the Easter Sunday. However, it's going to be a brutal encounter here at the St. Thomas's ground. Both teams a must-win match in this second round. They all want to keep that winning momentum as they progress. As you can see, Isipathana team, the scrum half, just doing some tricks with his box kicks, and it's been a very interesting two warm-up sessions by both the teams. St. Thomas's opted a bit more agility training and then the speed test during their warm-ups, whereas Isipathana didn't do much. They are more into their stretchings and a little bit of ball handling and some set pace. It's going to be interesting in another 10-15 minutes how they are going to up their game plans, but both teams will fancy playing in that territorial battle. Talking about St. Thomas's, they made a surprise win in this home ground in their first game against St. Peter's College. It was an absolutely stunning comeback after trailing by 14 to 16 points in that first half, and what a win to come back against St. Peter's College. And today is the weather 29 Celsius, and it looks like more than 29 here. And we have some wind 18 km per hour from the northeastern, and you can see humidity almost 80. And we hope that as we progress into the 20-minute or the second quarter, the temperature will slow down or low down a bit, as always expected rather in these tropical conditions. So we'll go for a quick commercial break, and stay tuned. We'll be back with the live action.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. බැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්ටේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්ටේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්ටේ පදමට කහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat Greece, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, zero dandruff, nothing to hide.
Sri Lanka Samage Terima, no limit.
I have news. Let's meet.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend. She is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine. You call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම පවස නිවන නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අද විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
The pinnacle of school cricket. The journey to glory. The road to greatness. March Madness 2019. From 1st March to 6th April. Live on channel number 77 and Dialogue Now, channel number 1 on your Dialogue television.
The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery kochi.
Crescent kochi.
අපේ අම්මා change වෙලා වෙලා උඩේකට change වෙලා යායකට change වෙලා අපේ අම්මා change වෙලා
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Sophia Gardens in Cardiff.
It's around the wicket time on the papare.com.
Go and change their kit and come. Welcome back once again. This is Singer Schools Rugby League second round action live on your number one sports hub www.thepoppery.com as St. Thomas's will host the Green Machine Isipathana College, and both these teams played really well in that first round encounter. As we mentioned, Isipathana just below St. Joseph's College in their points table. Let's have a look at few highlights in the first round. How did it went to both these teams? St. Thomas's with that surprising win in this same venue after St. Peter's scoring 14 points to nil in that first half. We were talking about this, and then from second half onwards it's all about the Thora magic, scoring back-to-back tries, and the game went until the 70th minute, and what a finish, nail-biting stuff, 20 points to 19. And then Trinity College versus Isipathana. This is Isipathana's first match back in Pallekele, and then Trinity were down 17 points to nil at the 30th minute, and they scored a couple of tries, but it was not enough as Isipathana stood strong, playing with their new coach Vaipa Gunaratna, of course one of the experienced chap in the Sri Lankan coaching contingent. 27 points to 15, that's how it ended at Trinity. And then Royal versus Wesley, another cracking encounter. In fact, the cracking first half. Wesley of course had plenty of chances going down, and Royal kept their momentum and playing like the champions, and this is one of the errors which cost them 5 points. And especially when you play at Royal Complex, it's going to be tough for any team, but good to see their forwards and backs playing as a team, and also the halfback combination is working well. 19 points to 14, that's how it ended at Royal Complex. Then Kingswood versus Royal College, another good game back in Kandy, Royal's first away fixtures. Kingswood showed some promise in their first half, but they were coming from the B division to A division, and they felt the Royal power. 20 points to 12 in Nitawala Grounds. St. Thomas's versus Wesley. Ogbebo scoring that try for Wesley. He's been another promising prospect in the number 4 shirt for Double Blues. And then St. Thomas's milking those penalties. They were trailing 7 points to 10 just before the half time, and Wesley were leading 26 points to 12, and they were playing at one point 13 versus 15 with that 2 yellow cards. 26-24, that's how it ended for Paul Toyer's team. St. Joseph's versus Isipathana. There comes the first try at Havelock Park, and Captain Manil Karumberu with a long distance or long range penalty kick. St. Joseph's and Isipathana, of course Isipathana had plenty of chance on offer, and St. Joseph capitalized Isipathana's mistake, especially in that set piece. Number 8 couldn't control the ball, and one of the offloads. As a result, St. Joseph's winning by a whisker, 18 points to 7. And we are back live. Joining me in the commentary box, Romario De Silva. A very good afternoon, Romario.
Good afternoon, Sabir, and good afternoon to everyone joining us on www.thepoppery.com. Yes, and finally the second round of school fixtures are about to kick off, and 3 games kicking off at the same time. And of course, the weekend's fixture is up at Pallekele at the Bradby as Royal College take on Trinity College. But the first round, St. Thomas's College won 3 out of their 5 games. Well, incidentally, they played all 5 games at home, and even the 6th one now at home, so all the home advantage is working in their favor, as Isipathana College dropped only a single game, of course, that against St. Joseph's College in the final round of fixtures in week 1.
That's right, Romario. Both teams in line. This is the Isipathana stats. Played 5, won 4, just lost to St. Joseph's College just as we spoke. And they cannot probably, after this long 2 months break or long 6 weeks break, Romario, probably it has been digested, and they want to start new, very fresh this second round. Anything could happen as they're still in the trophy hunt.
Yes, indeed. As we see the points table, St. Joseph's College handsomely leading 5 out of 5 for them, while Isipathana and St. Peter's and Royal have all dropped a single game as they are in third place. And of course St. Thomas's and Trinity College have dropped 2 games, while Wesley and Science College have lost 3 games each with 2 victories to their name. So Royals' only defeat, of course, coming against St. Peter's College at Bambalapitia in the final round of fixtures of the first round. That was quite a surprising defeat. However, Royal were defeated at their own game plan by St. Peter's College, as we see a moment's silence, of course, for the East attacks.
So that's a moment of silence, and let's have a look at St. Thomas's College team card. Adish Andumpatirana, Lashan Vidi Silva, Oshunuka, Pereira, Harit Senanayaka, Dunal Fernando, Chevan Dimel, Kavin Jayasekara, Revanka Abewardana, Sakit Pereira, Basula Veerasinghe, Shashan Rajapaksa, Navishka Karunaratna, Sadak Ishak, Rehan Ulugala, Sanjeeva Tatranga will be the starters, and the replacement Jason Daniel, Revan Thisera, Shanil Samarakodi, Akib Kader, Navishka Yapa, Hasita Dharmapriya and M. Sirivardhana, Avinda Pereira, Owen Hettiarachi and Winder Rekeva would be the replacement or the finishers for the home team.
And for Isipathana it will be Kaushalya Ruwaris and Vimukti rounding off the front 3, while Kodagoda and Dodangoda are the second rows. Janit Serasinghe, Ravin Bandara, Dahan Vikramasinghe rounding off the loose forwards, while Johan Parnavitana and Chamat Kalhara are the halfback combination. Manilka Ruberu and the ever-present Manula Ratnaik at 12 and 13. Senevi Ratna, Ranmit De Silva and Ashan Gunasekara are the back trio. So I think they have all the firepower, and it'll be interesting to see what Isipathana can conjure up in this game against St. Thomas's College at Mount Lavinia, and we are just moments away from kickoff.
Here you go, St. Thomas to attack from left to right on your screen. This is a second round action of Singer Schools Rugby League. Let's see how it's going. Is it going to be a deep kickoff? And it is going to the 22. And it was nicely collected and no pressure whatsoever, as he claims the kick and puts that into touch. A safe approach at the start.
Yes, straight away, just collecting the restart, the kickoff, which was deep into the 22. Did not take it out, had the license to go into touch, and did so. And now it will be St. Thomas's College on the 40-meter line with an attacking line out.
They had some wary in their line out, especially. It was not consistent, but this time pretty much pretty decent line out. Coach Shamli Navas has done the homework. Here's the break from the number 8. Lovely offload, and it's knocks back, says referee. And it's taken turnover. Isipathana with the counter. Here's scrum off. That's a poor pass, but referee Fernando will come for that knock on. How crucial is that?
Well, lucky there for St. Thomas's College. The pass from the scrum off did not go to hand. Had it gone to hand, I think St. Thomas's would have been in deep trouble.
Vikramarachi, the number 8. In fact, Abewardana just could not control that second pass or the offload. It was a lovely set piece line out. They had the opportunity to get into the 22, but Isipathana on the other hand trying to counter. We'll see how the first scrum goes. Good scrum, good pressure by St. Thomas's, but not so legitimately.
Yes, 1.5 meters there. They can only shove, and now Maninka Ruberu gets the offload away. Manula Ratnaika cuts in, drops it short, but unfortunately the fullback coughs up the ball, knocks it on.
Dear, oh dear, Isipathana College, you had 6 to 8 meters onto your left, and a miscommunication perhaps with the winger and the ball carrier. That was Karunaratna.
Yes, there was some lovely bit of play there by Manilka Ruberu. He gave the pass out early to Manula Ratnaik, his centre partner. He cut back inside. Well, ideally if he had run on the edge. He could have made something out of it, but decided to do so. Cut inside, gave the short pass, and it was knocked on, unfortunately.
Again, another interesting feed, Romario. We were talking about this in the first round as well. Abhivardhana with a break. Still going on. As he goes to the ground and places nicely. Scrum off, taking his time. Good carry. Again, Pereira just trying to work on his forwards. That's a good rush defense by Isipathana's number 5. Dodangoda. Again, another good push back by Sarah Singer. Both the lock forwards, 4 and 5, so far on the mission. And St. Thomas is opting the box kick for the first time. And Ines Pereira. Pereira's kick was well taken. Play on. Good fend by Handun Patirana. Still the ball in play. Kick and chase. No signal by the linesman or the assistant referee. Isipathana under pressure in their red zone. And looks like it's going to be a 22 dropout.
Well, first of all, a good rush defense there by Isipathana College. But unfortunately, the number 25, the fullback's offload did not go to hand. Went to his opposition. And somehow the nippy scrum half of St. Thomas's College, Pereira, put in a little chip kick and found his way through there. And now St. Thomas's College with a 5-meter scrum and everything to play for.
5-meter scrum. Isipathana straight away from the opposite 22 to their own 5-meter mark. Some great box kick and chip kick coming by the little scrum off, as you mentioned, Romario. The scrum is not steady. And probably another option, probably the number 8, Abhivardhana, might take the break between the 9 and 10 channel. Maybe he will try to get the fly half into him. Probably he should have gone into contact. Anyway, little scrum off managed to keep position without giving away the position. Counter attack is on by Isipathana, or counter rocking rather. Shouldn't be panicking. This is where most of the teams concede a penalty for infringement or conceding offsides. And we'll see how their defense will line up. Another pick and go. And looks like a penalty in favor of Isipathana. That's interesting.
Yes, well, the referee says the ruck had been sealed there by the Thomian number 7. And straight away, Isipathana with the chance to get out of jail. St. Thomas College were looking good from this scrum, but unfortunately they did not manage to find any runners with momentum to take the ball forward, to carry it forward. They were static and all the pick and goes did not make yards, and they were finally caught for sealing and killing the contest at the breakdown. So Isipathana College survive their second scare.
First Isipathana line out after 2 scrums. And interesting,
10 meter.
it's that man in number 4 shirt. It's Mohammed Rifki. He'll take responsibility in throwing. Decent carry. Good push coming by St. Thomas's. And you can see when we look at the pack weights, St. Thomas's certainly have that advantage.
Blue, get back. One step back.
Here's the box kick. Well timed kick. Is it out on full? Touch and go. It is out on the full. Scrum off trying to put that box kick, and with the wind coming from northeast, 18 kilometer per hour, and that had some swing on that kick, and as a result it found touch.
Yes, I think hitting the box kicks in this type of
10 meter.
conditions are difficult, and now straight away St. Thomas College Mall.
I thought for instance there was a slight knock on by one of the St. Thomas's player as they go into the ground. There were a bit complaints coming from the spectators. However, St. Thomas's pick can go. Another good carry by De Silva. Pereira to Fernando. Pereira sending out once again to Veera Singer. Playing with the number 30 shirt on. Switching direction. Here's big Handun Patirana. The loose head prop forward. Good hands coming from number 2, 15 and 14. And that's Rajapaksa who went into the contact. Again, another good inside pass by Senanayaka, the skipper, to Fernando. Interestingly, Handun Patirana acting as halfback on that occasion. St. Thomas just going laterally to the right and left of Romario. They need to go forward, at least inch by inch. This is where the communication and game management comes into play. Again, Pereira, sneaky pass and lovely offload coming in. Here's Abhivardhana to number 15. Good tackle, and has he gone all the way? Another pick and go, inches short. And try time, says referee Fernando. St. Thomas scores the first try. Comes from Abhivardhana, the number 8. I beg your pardon, it was number 3. SG Pereira.
Shenuk Pereira there with the try. I think early doors in this game, it will be good for St. Thomas College, this early score. They were on the back foot with Isipathana's rush defense, but somehow they managed to create some space on the outside. Some good hands from the win 3 and the fullback to gain some yards, and finally St. Thomas College with some points. The big number 3 goes barging over.
So far, St. Thomas's showing some promising signs, Romario, in terms of their attack, and they're not panicking. They're sticking to their game plan, and good to see that rugby is back. And in the meantime, Trinity College leading 5 points to nil at the 7th minute, back in Pallekale in the first leg of 75th Bradby. Veera Singer with the conversion, and you can see the wind effect we were talking about earlier. The box kick, how it went out on full. And he needs to hurry up. He didn't have much time to make his accuracy count, but it didn't really bother. Excellent stuff by Veera Singer.
Yes, good lovely kick there by Basulo Veera Singer. Ball fell down on the first occasion, but kept it. Did not think too much and went straight away for the conversion. That makes it 7 points to nil in favour of St. Thomas College, but I think Isipathana should not lose heart. Their rush defense is causing some trouble.
Behind the ball, please.
If they stick to it, I think they will manage to get something out of this.
Time for the restart. 7-0 up. We are into the 12th minute. Again putting this kick into the deep, and that's a good kick. And that's a poor execution by the St. Thomas's winger, Rajapaksa. It's going to be a Isipathana throw. What a wonderful restart. You can't ask for more on the 5-meter mark.
Yes, indeed. I think the first mistake St. Thomas College lads did was letting the ball bounce. And it has cost them plenty of yards. And now they are just 5 meters out from their own try line.
6-foot Fernando and Senanayaka trying to trouble this line out. It didn't go in Isipathana's way, but somehow managed to secure position by Sarah Singer. Good pick and go by Isipathana's number 8, Vikramarachi. The line out, of course, didn't go according to their plan. 2 jumpers. Here's the prop forward, Kaushalya. Kaushalya still moving forward, and he needs to release the ball.
No.
Made a shot, advantage coming for a penalty in favor of Isipathana. And the penalty was given, side entry. What would be the decision, Romario?
Number 3.
Looks like they will want to keep the momentum, and they might even go for a scrum the way the forwards are placed. And
Scrum
yes,
call.
scrum seems to be the call. So Isipathana College with the upper hand from the restart onwards and
here.
upwards, and now
Boys,
they are
come
just
close.
opting for a scrum. Still 5 meters out from the Thomian try line. I think now it'll be interesting to see how they would use their back line. The potent running green machine. How will they use it?
And this is an interesting out of your screen, Romario. The left wing.
Set.
Yeah, we can
Steady,
see
steady.
5 backline players in a square with the fullback sitting in between them. So looks like they are going to bring some razzle dazzle. It'll be interesting to see what they will do, who they will give the ball, which runner they will hit.
Crouch.
And also Romario, Isipathana playing without their prop Vimesh Varnapura and their usual fly half Renuja Silva, who are out due to ACL injuries.
Hold.
And here's that scrum taken by the scrum half, and that's not a good offload. Play on, says referee. Great take by St. Thomas's Ratnavira, and here comes that box kick once again. Good chase coming in. Good handling skills by Isipathana to keep the possession. Almost a turnover. Here's Isipathana, here's the skipper with his first touch, opting to put the kick and chase. It's not a good addition by Manilka Ruberu.
Playing advantage. Knock
Couple of
forward.
knock-ons coming in, but the first knock-on by the green machine.
I think both teams are still quite unsettled there. Isipathana College just throwing the ball around, getting the unwanted offloads. I think if they hold on to position,
Mark
they
here.
could make the Thomians sweat a bit more. But having said that, I think this is a ploy that their coach uses. He loves to play with flair, and but having said that, they need to hold on to the ball and not just throw it away.
Yeah, both teams are showing some nerves in the open play, Romario. And in the set play, Isipathana had the chance. Unfortunately, their halfback, Sarah Singer, just could not deliver. Here's Pereira. Another good pressure mounted by Isipathana backs. But looks like that's offside play.
Yes, 100% correct call there by the referee. The backline defenders came out before the ball left the scrum, and rightly so penalized for offside.
"15 minutes gone. We are still yet to see some scintillating running coming by Isipathana, as we all expect. And so far, they had a couple of chances not going in their favour.
Yeah, I think their wastefulness was what cost them the game against St. Joseph's College as well. And now again we can see that they had a couple of chances, but did not make anything out of it. But having said that, I think their defense has been good, even though they have conceded the try. Their rush defense has been coming up and cutting the options for the Thomians. But they need to turn defense into attack and get something on the board.
Coach Hamlin Nawaz, of course, would have done the homework. Him being Isipathanian, he knows in and out of how Isipathana play their rugby. And this time throw was not collected by Fernando. Turnover. Here's Isipathana. Ruberu straight away going into contact.
Release!
Fly half trying to put the dummy and go in that 12-13 channel. Another scissor move. Isipathana players cannot be isolated, especially against these big forwards of St. Thomas's. Isolation will cause into a turnover just like as we speak, but this time not so legitimately, says referee Fernando. Hands on the deck.
Offside, he penalizes the Thomian defensive line for stepping up offside. So both teams showing intent with their defensive efforts, but either team are yet to get into the groove of their attacks, as the referee calls for time off, and he wants to have a bit of a word with the captains.
ඔය දෙන්නගේ responsibility එක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ team එක ඔයගොල්ලන් control කරන එක. Fight වලට යන්න එපා. දෙපැත්තම ඔය දෙන්න කතා කරන්න. කතා කරලා ඉවර විසඳන්න. Right?
Just telling them to calm down and to get their teams under control. Time is back on. And we'll restart with the penalty to Isipathana College. The Thomian defensive line caught offside, as St. Joseph's College are rather Sri Lanka are reeling at 74 for 6, and as we say that, the line out kick was coughed up by Isipathana College, but thankfully for them, a cold knock on there, dropped cold by the Thomian number 24. He won't be too happy with that. Both wingers have not been performing up to what they would have been expecting to.
Another good opportunity for the green machine.
3 calls, no movement.
Ratnavira,
3 movement.
the scrum half to feed the ball. This is not the first time that Isipathana in the opposite 22. It's the third time, if I'm not mistaken.
Set. Steady.
Here's the feed. Control, no. Ball comes out from the number 8's foot, and here's Isipathana somehow managed. Ribeiro with the pass. Here's the opportunity. It's going to be the first try. Good cow tackle coming by Rajapaksa. Man, how good is that?
Well, he makes an immense effort there for the earlier mistake and drags his opposite number into touch. So good defensive show there by Rajapaksa. They were caught out with the numbers. Isipathana did have the numbers. If one player just straightened the line, committed his opposition and passed, I think the winger would have gone untouched. But they all decided to run laterally and loses possession. And now St. Thomas's College.
If it's another day for Isipathana, Romario, it's a try for all money. We know how lethal their backs are, especially when it comes to that ball handling, coordination. And St. Thomas's trying to come out of jail. Play on, says referee. Still contesting through the gates, but the ruck's been formed. St. Thomas's trying to find their way, and here's the dummy coming in by the number 30. Clever work. It's a brave effort and a lovely offload from the centre. Karuna Ratna to Ishak. Now here they are running straight. De Silva by the sidelines managed to keep position. Here's Sena Nayak, the skipper.
Yes, and in back play we can see number 30. He has gone down the fly half for St. Thomas's College. He hasn't moved. Doesn't look too good for the Thomians.
Play on, play on.
And the kick was made, no chase whatsoever. Isipathana with another opportunity. Skipper with his pass to the left, and here's another opportunity, but the juggle by the winger. And
water break. 1 minute.
Another opportunity. As the knock-on counts, referee Fernando calls for a minute break. We can see how hot and humid condition, but unfortunately,
Ramit Himansha was the player there. Unfortunately, he had the open field in front of him. He did take his eye off the ball, and he was thinking how he was going to finish it before catching the ball, and I think that's what cost him, as St. Thomas's College lead at 21 minutes. The referees, of course, Rohan Fernando in the centre with Priya Suranga and Jeffrey Shahid, their ARs. So Sri Lanka struggling in the World Cup game against New Zealand, the opener. 80 for the loss of 6 wickets, with Karuna Ratna and Tisara Perera in the centre.
And in the meantime, Royal 2 back-to-back tries, leading over 12 points to 5 in the first leg of 75th Bradby Shield encounter. And here, Isipathana again missing out the opportunities. As St. Thomas is leading 7 points to nil. We are heading into the second quarter.
Captain.
Looks like a change coming in. Not sure whether it's a change or any injuries. There needs to be a treatment.
Good.
And the good news is the fly half. I think he's still on the park. We're Singer. That was a valiant defender that we witnessed a while ago by St. Thomas's number 14. Excellent stuff by Rajapaksha.
Time on!
So everything seems to be back, and the referee blows back for time to be switched on. St. Thomas's College with a scrum inside their own half. Thankfully for them, their fly half is back up on his feet.
Another scrum. A bit of shaky set pieces that we have witnessed in the last quarter. Pereira to Veera Singer. Lovely decoy running coming in. Lovely work. And unfortunately, winger misses his footing, Ishak. But Rajapaksa managed to move another 2 or 3 meters laterally though. Big hit coming in. Dimel going into contact. Pereira with a quick ball. A long pass to Handun Pathirana with a lovely break. The big lucid prop forward.
Playing advantage.
That silly play in the breakdown by one of the Isipathana players, blocking the number 9. It's a cardinal sin.
Yes, St. Thomas's College were under pressure.
Number 5.
Isipathana, but unfortunately concede a silly penalty there and relieve all the pressure. And now Veera Singer with the opportunity to kick to touch and regroup for St. Thomas's College.
I think Veera Singer tried to overcook this. A 20 to 30 meter would be more than enough, but that's a thumping hit.
Playing advantage, knock forward.
Looks like Abhay Vardhana. Actually, it looks like Jai Sekara. How good is that?
The Thomian hooker just smashed his opponent.
And Isipathana somehow managed to kick this out on the full, so it's going to be a line out just by the 22. They are feeling the pressure. This is what you want to see, especially when you are given the opportunity to put the kick into touch, even though you couldn't execute it properly, Romario, but the chase is absolutely perfect.
Yes, indeed. But having said that, ideally they would want to Veera Singer to at least kick it out into touch. He doesn't need to gain too many meters. He just needs to kick it out of touch and send their forwards. But having said that, now St. Thomas's College back with the line out.
Fernando with the collection and trying to use that shorter side between the 5 meter and the line out. Good carry again by Handun Pathirana. Here's Pereira. He needs to fasten things up. Sometimes I wonder whether he's taking a little bit more time to organize. Here's Abhay Vardhana. Again going for the shorter side. You have 3 men outside.
Roll it back in.
Try scorer Pereira. The tight head prop acting as halfback. Here's the other Pereira, the scrum half. Good carry. Just taking their time. Again trying to fox Isipathana defense in the shorter side, but that's a forward pass.
Offside.
And a penalty for offside.
All offside.
I think their eagerness to get up quickly is costing Isipathana. And now yet again another penalty, another offside penalty.
Scrum call.
I think the coach will not be too happy with that. But now St. Thomas College opt to go for a scrum.
And also, Romario, what I see is every breakdown happens. St. Thomas is waiting till they get the ball. As a result, they are letting Isipathana to rush them. But I think St. Thomas, all the ball carriers should run like a flash into the gap, because any moment you can miss a tackle and one or two offloads coming in, you can just straight away score under the post.
Crouch.
Yeah, they are static, St. Thomas College, in attack. I think if they are running onto the ball from the 9 or from the 10, I think they will be able to make some yards. But it doesn't seem to be clicking right now at the moment.
However, Abhivardhana with a break, pumping his knees and trying to make another meter or two.
No. Green.
Isipathana player number 6 has to come out of the jail or the gates, and this time the right winger Mohammad Ishak into contact. Veera Singer didn't have much of an option. Another long pass out wide. Again, good rush defense coming by Isipathana. Here's the hooker, and more pressure coming in favor of St. Thomas's.
Knock on offside there, says the referee. So yet again the the Isipathana defense rushing up and make St. Thomas College make an error, and they hand over possession in the form of a penalty.
It's interesting play, isn't it, Romario? Whenever St. Thomas's goes into the opposite half, they're taking most of the hit counts in that shorter side.
Yeah, they are using the short side play very well. I can recall Australia doing that with Will Guinea. He just directs the traffic very well.
Time on.
But I think the Thomians need to quicken up their pace a bit at the breakdown, and if their players run onto the ball with momentum, I think it'll be better for them. But now it's Isipathana College with a penalty, and this time they find touch.
It looks like they are playing against the wind. That's also affecting Isipathana, as this kicker didn't find much of a distance. But the good news is the position is with them, still inside their own half. So they need to do something different. Firstly, you need to win this line out. Sena Nayaka, the skipper, and Fernando will not let that go easy. Collected this time, however, by Dodangoda. Controlling nicely from the back of the maul. Here's the forward march. Scrum half sends out the ball. A lovely inside pass. That's a little bit of a skill, but unfortunately it didn't go to one of the green shirts. Here's Ishak from the shorter side once again.
Playing advantage,
and it's a good tackle by opposite number, but looks like that's high. A penalty advantage in favor of St. Thomas's. Here's Pereira trying to dig and find the ball. That chart doesn't matter.
Number 25.
As referee Fernando will
Number 25 green.
Isipathana winger.
Yes, he was beaten on the outside. The win three-quarter managed to hang on by the jersey, and his trailing hand just crept up and hit the Thomian on his neck, and there is no room for that in the modern day rugby, and rightly so. The referee goes back to the penalty. Lovely touch finder there by Veera Singer. This time the spiraling bullet kick there, and he takes them just a meter outside their opposition 22. So St. Thomas College with just a little bit over 5 minutes left on the clock, with yet another attacking opportunity.
Blue number 1, take your mark, please.
Yeah, interestingly, it's still 7 points nil. De Silva with the throw in. He's been good so far.
No.
That's another good carry. Pick and go by Handun Patrana. In fact, Vimukti.
On your feet.
Another pick and go. Trying to overpower through the defense. There's Abhivardhana, the number 8. Unfortunately, he concedes a penalty. Holding on, says referee Fernando. This is the thing, even though you're a big number 8, when you isolated Isipathana, it's very hard to win that battle on the breakdown.
Yes, indeed. Some good play there by the Isipathana players. They spotted the opportunity. They spotted the man who was isolated and jackaled over the ball and won the penalty. And now the tide turns yet again.
And you can see the assistant referee's flag, which means Isipathana playing against the wind.
Blue number 1. Blue.
Number 4 to put the line out.
Green. Take your mark, please.
Looks like Koda Goda. Good work by Isipathana. Collected nicely by Sarah Singer. And some good work by the tight head prop or the loose head prop Kaushalya.
No hands, no hands.
Good break from that maul. Penalty advantage in favor of Isipathana. Here's a chance. Ruberu, the skipper. 3-on-1. Lovely long pass. Good steps and cutting inside. Excellent work by the winger from the far end. And unfortunately,
stop.
A knock on.
Referee are asking for the option where they want the penalty. So they have been playing. They were playing on advantage, and no clear advantage. And the referee goes back to where the initial offense was. And I think it's time for them to get some points on the board, to get the scores ticking with just a little bit over 4 minutes left on the clock.
They had two options to get this penalty, Romario. One is the mark pointed where right now, and one is inside the 22, which is a kickable penalty. But I don't know why they missed out calling for the first option, which was asked by referee Fernando, which is inside the 22. Very kickable.
Yes, but now Manelka Ruberu with the opportunity to get some points for Isipathana College rather. I think they do need some points. They did come into the opposition 22 on numerous occasions, but they had to leave without points. So this will be some welcome points if Manelka can notch this over.
Number 4.
Manelka Ruberu has been good this season so far, despite some missed kick in the much important game against St. Joseph's. Missed out few. Overall, he's been excellent. And this kick, as we speak, he nailed it. The first points on the board for Isipathana at the 32nd minute. Romario, would you believe that?
Yes, you don't see that happening too often. Isipathana College held scoreless for 32 minutes. And now, off the board of Manelka Ruberu, they managed to get 3 points. Get something in this first half, but this has been a game played in between the two 22s, as neither team has managed, even on the occasions they came into the opposition 22, to make points. As we can see the scores, both teams just converting on one occasion. So I think this game is heading into a good second half as Veera Singh kicks off long and deep.
Collected by the Isipathana's number 6, that's Sarah Singer.
Release. Release, blue, release.
And they're
back.
Sending it out to the fly half, and as he puts the kick, the chase is on, but seems like straight away into the pockets of Abhivardhana.
Seatbelt tackle coming in. The referee says advantage to the number 9, spots it, puts a little bit of a chip, but no advantage, and rightly so. They go back for the penalty.
High tackle, too high.
Seatbelt tackle there by the Isipathana lads. The discipline seemed to letting them down.
Yeah, it's that frustration sometimes gets you boiling, isn't it, Romario, after missing those so many opportunities, and especially you're going defensive in that last few occasions.
Yes, the frustration coupled with the heat here at Mount Lavinia, I think, does not do any help if you're trailing on the scoreboard. As Veera Singh gets another good deep touch finder just outside the 22.
It's already the 35 minutes mark. Halftime is right on the dot in our clock, but not on referee Fernando's. Perhaps this could be the final play just before the halftime. And mind you, it's a 35 minutes and a 70-minute game, according to World Rugby Under-19 laws. St. Thomas's with another chance as Silva to put the line out through. Interesting one. Veera Singh gives it to Karunaratne.
One step back.
The outside centre.
Green, one step back.
Again using that shorter side. Good pressure defense coming by Isipathana, but not so legally yet again.
Number
offside.
13.
I think yet again good intention there to rush up, but I think the boys should stay onside and rush.
Again, the reason is Romario. They were very static as we discussed. They're waiting till the ball come to them. We call that standing pass. They're expecting the thrower, but they need to take that with the running flow, run straight at the gap or run straight to the man.
To the branch rather.
Collected well this time by Fernando. And Isipathana trying to control this line out, trying to put that into the touch. It's not easy, especially with this big of forwards of St. Thomas's.
Roll away, Green. Roll away.
Is the ball unplayable or is it already secured well enough?
Number 2, please get back. One step back. Number 7, one step back.
Pick and go. Senanayaka and Fernando doing all the hard work there. And again,
number 5.
Chance goes begging. Number 5, the culprit, the skipper, Senanayaka.
Yes, seal in the ruck.
Time over.
So third penalty going against St. Thomas's College for sealing the ruck and killing the contest, and Manel Garuberu takes a tap, kicks it out in touch and brings the first half to a close.
That's a sensible thing to do. You had all what you could in the first half, trying to take a breather and get some advice from the coaching staff. 7 points to 3 as we go into the half time. And as we come into the second half, Isipathana will play with the wind and St. Thomas's will play against the wind. And half-time score, St. Thomas's 7, Isipathana 3. And we'll be taking a quick commercial break and we'll be back with the second half action.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි? සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්ටේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්ටේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග
I have news. Let's meet.
සුවිසලි ලක්ක වෙනුවෙන් සෑමංගලක් දක්වාම දහඩිය හෙලීම සැබෑ පිරිමියෙකුගේ ගතියක්. ඔබේ උත්සාහය තියුණු වෙන තරමට ඔබේ ශරීරයේ උත්සාහයට අභියෝග කරයි. මුලින් දහඩිය, ඉන්පසු ග්‍රීස්, අන්තිමට ඉස්හොරි ක්ලියර්මෙන් සමගින් නැගිටින්න කාලයයි මේ. සාමාන්‍ය ෂැම්පූ වලට වඩා දෙගුණයක් ක්‍රියාකාරී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ඔබත් සමග ඉස්හොරි වලට එරෙහිව සටන් වදී. ඔබේ ජයග්‍රහණයට පෙරමං සදන අසමසම ඉලක්ක වෙත යන සැබෑ පිරිමින් වෙනුවෙන්ම සුවිශේෂී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ලොබාංගේගේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම No Limit.
I have news. Let's meet.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend, she is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine, you call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Echo the voices of fun. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අද විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි. සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා. පදම වරුනේ කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear Zero dandruff, nothing to hide.
I have news. Let's meet.
Discover fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
Welcome back to Mount Lania. This is Singer Schools Rugby League second round action, and St. Thomas's versus Isipathana as the home team went with the lead 7 points to 3 against the Green Machines Isipathana in the first half encounter. And it's good to see that rugby is back after a long haul. And Isipathana not in their peaking form, or the form that they left at the end of the first round. They finished second in this tournament, just behind St. Joseph's, but it's a different game, different day. As the home team leading behind 7 points to 3, all set for the second half action. Joining me in the commentary, Romario De Silva. And the kickoff once again, straight away into the big number 8 Abe Vardhana. And a little scrum half puts the kick, and playing in a defensive mode. Earlier in the first half, Isipathana played against the wind. Now it's up to St. Thomas's to play against the wind. How and what would be the halftime messages by the coaches, Romario?
Yeah, well, I think for Isipathana College, the coaches would have discussed the defense is good, the line speed is good, but in attack they need to hold on to possession, not throw the ball away. And for St. Thomas's College, of course, think they need to just hang on to possession, starve Isipathana off possession, and I think if they manage to do so, they'll be in with a shout. First line out straight away goes against Isipathana, but they win a penalty, a technical penalty there. The ball was kicked off the player trailing behind the line out, and it went straight into the player in front of him, and hence the referee is compelled to blow for the penalty. But having said that,
this is too bad, too bad by the captain. Too fancy, trying to put a little kick into touch, and he overcooked it.
Yeah, I think right word used there, too fancy by the captain. Tried to go for the banana kick, failed completely and loses the ball in the rush. So now Isipathana College have to defend the 22 restart.
St. Thomas is taking the time. I'm not sure what is this call, Romario. Is it going to be a scrum?
Yes, looks like they have opted for the scrum instead of the 22-meter restart. I think that's a correct decision. Why would you want to just kick the ball away when it's your possession? So they opt for the scrum, and now St. Thomas is in their own half still though.
And also the wind is not favoring you. Even though you put the 22 drop out, it is Isipathana who's going to get the ball in hand unless they make any errors. So far, St. Thomas's scrum has been decent in this game. Would be interesting how will they use this scrum into effect. Abhay Vardhana has the man who has gone into most of the contacts from that base, Romario. And St. Thomas is heavily rely on him. Yet again, Abhay Vardhana trying to take the number 10 into contact, which as a result will get some extra space in the open side, and that's another good tackle coming in. Much improved tackle, much improved defense this time.
Yes, good intent shown there by St. Thomas's College to run from inside their own half, but I think the Windsor should have ideally just stepped inside, kept the ball alive, but by running on the outside he was taken into touch, and now he concedes possession, and the Isipathana lads going with a short 6-man line out, leaving their number 8 in the back line. Line out is one, and now scrum half gives it out to the big number 12. Manal Karuberu steps through the tackle.
Was it a tackle just too early before the ball being caught? Unfortunately, we don't have the replay, but play continues. Isipathana still with position on the march, and lovely hands coming in. First real attacking threat coming from the green machine. Quick hands, space out wide, and the numbers, and here comes the first try for Isipathana, but unfortunately it's not a try. Forward pass says referee Fernando. Dear, oh dear. What a chance going down. Referee Fernando want to have a word with his assistant referee, Mr. Jeffrey.
Number? Foul play එකක් තිබුණාද? කොතනද? හරි. Number.
Well, looks like Isipathana going to get the penalty.
Yes, looks like it's for the early tackle. They have been playing advantage, and referee is going back to award the penalty. Let's wait and see his decision, what it will be.
I think they should go for the post if it's a penalty, and looks like the correct call. Unfortunately, we don't have the referee's feed. And great communication by the assistant referee.
Yes, indeed. Just beside there, making the call. Early tackle, yes, early tackle. And now Manal Karuberu goes for touch, and this time finds touch 5 meters outside. Come Isipathana College from the Thomian line out.
Again, another line out, almost going in favor of St. Thomas's.
One step back.
And
Number 8.
Isipathana keep in position. Looks like accidental. How bad is that?
Accidentally offside.
The first real menace in this entire game by Isipathana. And 2 opportunities going begging. We
Yes,
saw more than 2 in the first half. Romario, Captain Sarah Singer, must be a worried man, so as Coach Vaipa Gunaratna.
Yes, I think it doesn't seem to be Isipathana's day today. All the little nitty gritty is going against them. So I think something to ponder. But having said that, they should not give up. They're just 4 points behind on the scoreboard.
Abhivardhana with the number 8 break. Again going for the shorter side. Good charge coming in by Isipathana's De Silva. Ronit De Silva.
Mark here.
But the ball
You mark
position now
here.
in favor of Isipathana.
You mark, please. No, there.
In the meantime,
Here.
St. Peter's leading 10 points to 3 over Science College at the halftime, and Royal leading 15 points to 12 against Trinity in the first leg
back.
of Bradby.
Yes, Dhirendra Ratwat scored there on the brink of halftime. I think he cut the deficit. But back at Mount Lavinia, it's Isipathana on the attack again. Not the best of line outs. But now Manelka gives it out to his centre partner. Now here goes the number 25. But again, another unwanted pass there, throws the ball away. And well, thankfully for him, they have secured possession again. But not gaining any yards.
The good thing is that the position is still with the Greens. They need to organize. Here's Ribeiro to De Silva. De Silva had space onto his right, but he's trying to cut in. There's too many defensive numbers onto his right. And the number 8, Vikramarachi,
No hands.
trying to move forward.
No.
And the halfback, Ratnavira, runs laterally and opting to go by himself.
Leon.
And the outside half, Kalhara gets in. Ribeiro with the 13 shirt on. Ribeiro, he's been taken into touch.
Yes, and rightly so. The referee going back to the advantage there. I think there was a hand in the ruck or an incorrect entry. That's why the referee is going back. Yet again, we can see Isipathana College running laterally and not straightening the line. And I think because of that, the men on the outside, their space gets cut automatically. And this time, on the third time of asking, Isipathana College go for points in the second half. So they had 3 penalties. The first 2 they opted to go for a scrum and into touch. They did not manage to gain anything out of it, and the third time of asking they opt for the posts.
Absolutely right decision. Although it comes late, but they still have 25 minutes remaining. It's a long time. And the deficit of a point is always better than deficit of 4 points. Because especially when you attack from left to right on your screens, the attacking team certainly has that advantage due to the nature of this ground and the wind effect. Ribeiro, captain Isipathana last year. And the kick is good, so it's going to be a point game. 7 points to 6 in favor of home team St. Thomas's. And we have witnessed some cracking game in this
13
ground,
and
especially
18.
the first
13,
game of
18.
the very first brand new season of Singer Schools Rugby League 2019. A
20
shocking
and
win for
20
St.
and
Thomas's over St. Peter's. A great comeback win, 21 points to 19, that's how it ended.
So Isipathana College have cut the deficit to just a single point, and I think the things have not been going their way, but thankfully for them, they have managed to get the points. And this restart now.
What do you want? Re-kick or scrum?
Go 10 meters, and I think there's a cardinal error there by the Tomian fly half. He tried to go quickly and coughed it up.
And also, Romario, I'm not really convinced with the body language of St. Thomas.
Mark here, boys.
And it looks like they're losing the plot. We don't see that enthusiasm that they carried out through entire first quarter.
Green number 5 off. Green number 5.
I'm sure the senior players in the pack need to communicate, especially Sena Nayak.
Number 5 off.
Has been there for the last 3-4 years in this black and blue stripe. One change for Isipathana. Number 19 comes in. That is
number
Pereira. We are getting or heading into the business end of this second round. First week of second round. Live on your number one sports app, www.thepopular.com. It's been a sporting weekend, Romario. ICC World Cup, London, from London to Paris Sevens, and the Bradby and the Singer Schools Rugby League. And that's a lovely miss pass. But still St. Thomas defense. Up like a flash. Good control. And that's a good run by the number 8, Vikramarachi. Ratnavira sends out wide again to the halfback. Another lateral run. Not sure where he's running. And that's excellent work. Excellent defense by St. Thomas's. Didn't have much of an option. They need to be patient and they need to restructure their attacking rhythm, Romario.
Yes, indeed. Again, there, the Padana man just running laterally. He could not step because it was on the cricket pitch surface there, and a bit of a slippery area there, hard surface. He could not step, and he was dragged out into touch, unfortunately there. Ideally, he should have just gone straight into the attack and set the play. But having said that, now yet again, St. Thomas's College lift early and cough things up, and it's Padana ball.
De Silva. Not really good enough communication in that line out, considering the free kick. Ratnavira with a long pass to Ribeiro, and here's a chance. 2-on-1, cuts inside. Again number 11, who coughed up early on.
Step back.
Senevi Ratna. Final match to go in. Vikramarachi, the number 8, into contact. Here's Ratnavira to Kaushalya. The loose head prop. Isipathana on fire now, but looks like they're conceding the position away. Taking it quickly by the St. Thomas's halfback, Enes Pereira. Now St. Thomas is taking some time, waiting for the numbers to come and support in the breakdown. That's not a good pass. However, it was a good enough support to keep possession. Fernando acting as halfback. A tall lock forward. Here's Pereira once again. Some two quick passes coming in. Looks like St. Thomas still struggling to come out of jail, still playing their rugby, or most of the rugby in this second half, inside their red zone. Again, recycle problem, good turnover. Looks like it is a legitimate turnover. Yes, it is. Excellent winner. They fought that with lower center of gravity in that breakdown, Romario.
Yes, and I think this is what is costing St. Thomas's College a lot of territory. They did not opt to kick into touch or kick the penalty out into touch. They took the penalty, quick tap, gained meters. However, they were stuck in their own half and still persisted to keep playing inside their own half. And they have conceded a penalty in kicking range of Manilka Ruberu, and surprisingly, he goes for the 3 points. He points for the post. So it'll be interesting to see whether he will be able to get this over, and if he does so, Isipathana College will go into the lead for the first time in this game.
Tough call, Romario, but giving the benefit of the wind or the help of the wind, even if they missed out the 3 points, Romario, with the 22 restart, they have the highest probability of receiving the ball.
Yeah, well, Sabir, he needs to kick it out, touch in goal, dead in goal if he is to get the 22-meter restart. So tight angle.
I'm sure he has the legs. We have seen that before. Usually 40-45 meters within range of Manilka Ruberu. And the kick is an absolute pitch. Here you go.
Forget about the 22-meter restart. Manilka Ruberu says that's in my range and that's on target. 9 points to 7. Isipathana College take the lead for the first time with 55 minutes played here at St. Thomas's College grounds in Mount Lavinia.
Wonderful stuff. This is all about that confidence, you know. Being led the side last year, he's got so much experience, so much class on his shoulders.
Now what's vital is for St. Thomas's College to get this restart correctly. Put it deep if they want Isipathana to kick it out into touch, or put it into a contestable area and not cough it up.
Here's the restart early on. It was a poor restart, not finding 10, but what a lovely collection. Take above. Looks like it was Vikramarachi or Bandara, but that's an absolute mess.
Yes, again there. Isipathana College, they did everything right. They collected the restart, jumped up high, collected the restart, but the number 9 just, he had plenty of meters to keep it in, and he did not need to go into touch, but he opted to go close to the box and concedes the line out by going straight into touch.
Release. Sit.
St. Thomas's with the attack for the first time, just inside the opposite half. Pick and go has been their ploy. And there's more numbers in the open side this time.
One step back, number 10.
Another pick and go. Abe Wardana supporting the ball carrier. Jayasekara. The blindside flanker, another good carry, this time by the skipper. Another pick and go. Good defense, very low.
Relax.
Going low by Vikrama Sekara, the replacement hooker.
Looks like the possession has been turned over. Yes, and Isipathana College, the fly off, puts it, a deep kick, a good kick, bounces. Rajapaksa manages to get it under control.
That's an excellent kick and excellent chase, but managed to keep a position.
Step back.
It was in fact Olugala
Roll back.
who had so much pressure coming in, especially you cannot predict the bounce of this oval shaped rugby ball, but St. Thomas is on the attack, 2-on-1 situation. Again a cracking display of defense by Isipathana, almost a turnover. St. Thomas's did well. Pereira to big Handun Patirana. Here's Pereira again taking so much time from that ruck or the breakdown. Jayasekara with a lovely basketball pass to his skipper inside. Pereira with a long pass. Here's numbers 3 on 2, 3 on 1. Another good pass. Here's the opportunity. St. Thomas's going to score the second try. Are they? Oh dear, oh dear me. This is unbelievable. Shocking stuff.
Well, that's quite unfortunate there for the number 24 Olugala of St. Thomas's College. He should have cornered, or rather just used his man on the outside, but decided, he saw the try line and decided that he's going to go over, and unfortunately knocks the ball on the floor.
Come boys.
What a try-saving tackle by number 11, Mohammad Lukmal. Sada Kishak rather. And who thought that would have been a try-saving tackle? Going low. Never give up attitude.
Number 8.
Excellent stuff by Sada Kishak.
Yes, and the way Isipathana College are lining up here, looks like they will be clearing from first phase with Manel Karuberu and their fullback lining up. Manel Karuberu, of course, on the left hand side of the scrum, while their fullback line up directly behind the scrum.
Well, that seems like early push, not steady, not going according to the referee's call. I thought that was early shot by Isipathana.
Well, I thought St. Thomas College pulled the Pathana scrum backwards.
Yeah, just in front of referee Fernando.
Set.
That was Adun Pathirana playing at the loose. Much better scrum. Ranavira puts the kick into touch by Ruberu.
Yes, Manel Karuberu there used for the clear-in kick. Gets Isipathana out of jail, but still inside their own 22.
Blue.
Yeah, inside 22, but giving the circumstances as we approach the end of the third quarter.
Straight line, boys, straight line.
St. Thomas's, especially the coaching staff, must be still thinking of that missed try opportunity. Closing the gap.
Offside.
So it's going to be Isipathana
Green ball.
Scrum.
So yet again, St. Thomas's College, they cough things up. They had the opportunity. These are the type of coach killing errors the players make, and you can see why coaches lose their hair.
Coach!
But now it's Isipathana. The ball is with Isipathana and they need to clear their lines. With Manel Karuberu standing quite flat.
But off your screens, I'm not sure why the wing three-quarter is standing so far. The blind wing, number 14. He needs to go for the chase. But Isipathana opting to put the kick. And that was the man who made that try-saving tackle, Ishak.
Knock forward.
Good idea, great idea there by Manel Karuberu. But unfortunately, the execution from the wing three-quarter just let him down. He did try to poke his hand and collect the ball, but knocks it on in the meantime.
I think Romario was only expecting to run and chase the ball. And he didn't realize that it's catchable. "14 minutes left. Isipathana just edging by 2 points.
Steady.
The scrums not too pleasing. The scrums in shambles rather, as both teams are tiring. The last 10 minutes of the game. So you can catch all the news, updates, photographs, videos, reports of the 2019 World Cup. Damit reporting from London, England, and today he's in Cardiff as Sri Lanka play against New Zealand in their opener. But now back at Mount Lavinia, it's St. Thomas's College winning a penalty. Isipathana not shoving straight and concedes possession. So now yet again the onus on Isipathana to defend as St. Thomas's College look to go for touch but does not find touch again.
Great kick by Gunasekara. He absolutely nailed that kick. Good defense coming in. Excellent stuff by number 7. Bandara. From just inside the 5-meter mark. Isipathana going into the opposite half. That's a lovely offload by St. Thomas's. 2-on-1, draw and pass, simple stuff. Another good inside pass. Excellent handling skills. Abhivardhana with his inside pass. St. Thomas's still with the position. Waiting for the numbers. Big prop forward going in the far corner. Abhivardhana once again. Jayasekara this time. Good pass here, Sandung Patirana. Numbers out wide. Just needed to put a simple pass to the big number 3, who scored the first try for St. Thomas's. And here comes the try. It doesn't matter. And the try has been given by referee Fernando.
What bit of thinking there by the little scrum half. He spotted all the Isipathana defenders were on the open side. And he just sniped down the short side and no one at home, no one covering up, and he goes beside the post, and that's the second try for St. Thomas's College, which take them into the lead, as you can see Sakit Pereira, the try scorer.
Well done, Sakit Pereira. Great awareness. He's been marshalling this troop very well in this game. Little Pereira. All this time he never showed a simple glimpse of that him going alone from the base Romario, but this time there's no one in front of him.
Yes indeed, and Wise Sweat sending the ball out wide. He took matters into his own hands and ran down the short side, and the conversion doesn't go through. So the scores remain at 12 points to 9. So Isipathana College,
number 13,
nevertheless 13. Still in touching distance with everything to play for.
Just under 6 minutes remaining in our clock.
Time off. Number 13.
St. Peter's leading 22 points to 3 in Bambalapitia, and Royal leading 20 to 17 in Pallekele. And here it's another 3-point ball game. St. Thomas's, the home team, leading 12 points to 9, and anything could happen in the next 5 minutes.
Time on.
There could be even a potential draw. We never know.
Oh.
Here's the restart.
Play on.
Nicely collected by St. Thomas's number 6, Dean Fernando. They just need to kill some time, Romario. Use their forwards. Couple of build some faces and then come into the opposite 22. Another good work. Great communication. It's a knocks back. Should have given at the first attempt because you have numbers out wide. Is that a side entry? No, says referee. Perfectly fine. Turnover. Here's Isipathana. Chance coming in. Cuts inside by the centre, Ratnayaka. And that's a knock on. Advantage St. Thomas's. They can play few faces.
Again the chance goes begging They had the numbers on the outside, Isipathana. No one to straighten the line. And hence, the defense just drifts and makes the tackle. And a turn knock-on occurs, and St. Thomas's College with turnover position.
Advantage. Number 14
I'm
offside.
sure they're still playing the advantage. It looks like it's an offside penalty advantage.
Yes,
So their
now it's a
knock-on is
penalty
coming to be a
advantage.
penalty. So that'll give another few
Number 14 offside.
seconds running by. And also territorial advantage. It's not the first offside offense by Isipathana Romario.
Yes, there were 3 in the first half and a couple in the second half. So as Isipathana go back on the score line as they trail on the scorecard, I think pressure seems to be creeping in slowly. And now
Number 6. Number 6.
the onus is on Isipathana to get possession back and to make something happen. But if they don't manage to do so, I think St. Thomas's College should just look to run the clock down and secure the victory.
Coach Shamli Nawaz alongside Asanga Rodrigo. Coach Nawaz, of course, did a great job with the Police Sports Club during the club rugby season.
Offside.
And here's a chance. Veera Singh to put the kick into touch. And unfortunately, he doesn't find touch. Here's Ishak. Runs into the traffic. He was well supported.
Will that be a costly error there by Veera Singh?
We'll wait and see. And Isipathana, here they come. Ruberu with a pass. 2-on-1. They just need to straighten up things. There's so much lateral movement in their attacking line throughout the game.
Use it.
And what St. Thomas shouldn't be doing is conceding a penalty, because Isipathana playing with the wind, and anything with the range of 40 meters means that it is going to be a tie.
But Isipathana College concede yet another penalty. Holding on, says the referee, and St. Thomas's College, thankfully for them, they seem to be getting out of jail. But this time I think Veera Singh needs to find touch. He does not need too many yards. He just needs to find the touch line, the safety of touch line.
18. You okay?
Just over a minute left in our clock.
Hold on. Water.
First leg of the Bradby Shield. Of course, Royal leading by 3 points, and the second leg at Royal Complex on 15th of June. And watch live and exclusive on your #1 sports app, www.thepuppet.com, also Dialogue TV. And you can see with those penalty kicks, which doesn't make much of a distance because the wind factor.
Numbers.
But every inch, every meter will count for St. Thomas's to move forward. And probably another 5-6 faces. And they are a team who can make even 10 faces at any given time, just to keep position, but not like this. Isipathana will take that invitation.
Knock forward.
Oh, it's a knock on by Isipathana. The crowd is not happy. Perhaps that is the right decision. Looks like it's the last move, or they said 3 minutes left according to referee Fernando's clock. You can see number 5, Harith Fernando, just communicated with the referee, and he just giving the message to his team. And we also have to think of the player of the match, Romario. Some fine performance. The man on your screen, number 21, the little halfback, Ines Pereira, and also Abe Vardana, the St. Thomas number 8, has been good. And what they do is exactly pick and go, build up faces. And check with the referee if the time is up, kick into touch.
Release. Roll away, green, roll away. No hands, no hands.
St. Thomas's have beaten Isipathana in 2009 last, and by giving this penalty, this could have been a tie if Ribeiro opted to go for the post. We have been talking this shouldn't be giving a single penalty.
But I think it's quite a pressure kick, but he has opted to go for the posts. Well, pressure, I don't think there will be a more pressure kick for Ribeiro in his life. And with the game hanging in the balance, if he manages to get this over, he will tie things up. So something to think about here. Ribeiro, the kick is on the turf area of this pitch. So underfoot conditions are against him. Hopefully for him though, he will manage to get this kick over. These are the kicks kickers dream for. They live for these type of days.
This is what you want to, Manilka Ribeiro with the kick, and that's going straight through the post, and that's it. That's 12 all, and that's the full time, says referee Fernando. Manilka Ribeiro saves Isipathana from a defeat, and we have to decide the player of the match. Romario.
Yes, Manilka Ribeiro had a good day. So did Adisha Handun Patirana, but we have to go with the Nipi scrum half for St. Thomas's College. Number 21, Pereira. He had a good game. He controlled proceedings, scored a try on the short side, and I think that wins him the man of the match. But having said that, I think Isipathana College will be happy with this draw, but St. Thomas's College will be kicking themselves for conceding that penalty at the last moment.
Absolutely, Romario. 12 all full time. What a draw we have witnessed. It took 32 minutes for Isipathana to score their first points on the board, and by Ribeiro from a penalty, and St. Thomas's led 7 points to 3 in that half time. But what a show in the second half, a much improved performance, although both the teams had immense opportunities to score 1 or 2 more tries, unfortunately. And it's been witnessed that teams attacking from left to right on your screen found tough to attack, or found easy to attack rather, comparing the team attacking from right to left, because the wind factor is very advantage. We saw that 40-meter kick by Ribeiro at the final minute as well.
Yes, indeed, and it's good to see the coaches coming up to the referee, shaking hands, saying good game, mate. But having said that, I think the Thomians will be bitterly disappointed. They let things slip away. They could have sealed the game with the conversion as well, but unfortunately Veerasinghe did not manage to knock it over. So the scores remained at 12 all, and on the brink of full time, the Thomians conceded a penalty, and Manilka Ribeiro made no mistake, kicking it, piercing the posts, and gaining his team a valuable draw. So they are still in the hunt, but I think the Thomians will not be too happy, but the Isipathana College lads will be quite happy as we see the breakdown. 2 tries to the Thomians with the 1 conversion, and I think the second conversion, if that had gone through, they would have won the match. But for Isipathana College, 4 penalties makes 12. So Isipathana College managed 4 penalties off the boot of Manilka Ribeiro.
And it's also a great thing by any team that stopping Isipathana scoring a try for 70 minutes. That is something we have witnessed for a long time, because Isipathana, they are always a try machine. But anyway, both teams gets the better of it at the end of the day. Equal points sharing, and As you can see, next week's fixture, Science versus Royal College. That's in Mount Lane, hopefully. Isipathana hosting Wesley at Havelock Park. And St. Thomas's versus St. Joseph's. That's again another home game for St. Thomas's. And then St. Peter's hosts Trinity on 8 June. That's at St. Peter's Grounds. So next week, cup fixtures. And next week, plate fixtures. St. Anthony's versus Vidyartha. Suvangala versus Malyadeva. DS versus Kingswood. And Dharmaraja versus Zaira on 15th June. Those are the coming week's fixtures in the plate segment.
Yes, so everything to play for, everything to look forward to for the fans and the players. Rugby is back, and what a way to kick off a 12-all draw here at St. Thomas's College grounds.
And that's all we have from St. Thomas's, and we'll see you next week with more action. I'm Sabir Khader signing off with Romario De Silva, and good night for you.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි. සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්ටේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්ටේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා. පදම වරුනේ. කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්ටේ පදමට කහට.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, zero dandruff, nothing to hide.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend, she is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine, you call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Okay, she's ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Impressive CV, but why do you want to work here?
Is
is your unlimited package limiting you? Be really unlimited with the largest network. Talk unlimited with more than 13 million Sri Lankans with Dialog. Dialog Blaster Unlimited. A range of daily, weekly and monthly plans. Dial #678# to convert your package or get a new connection. It's always been my dream to be a part of a blue chip company.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි. සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා. පදම වරුනේ. කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
පොල්ලටි ගහන හැටි දැකලා තියෙනවද? හැබැයි කලාවට 6 වගහන හැටි දැකලා තියෙනවද? අන්න ඒකයි. ක්‍රීඩාව කියන්නේ කලාවක්. ඔන්න ඔය කලාව අල්ලගන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රීඩා කලාකාරයෙකුට අපේ වේදිකාවේ ඉඩ අරින්නයි අපි මේ හදන්නේ. සමාජ ජාලා ගැන හොඳ අවබෝධයක් තියෙන, ක්‍රීඩාව ගැන ඊටත් වඩා හොඳ අවබෝධයක් තියෙන, මේ දෙකම නිර්මාණශීලීව වෙලාවට කලාවට කරන්න පුළුවන් කෙනෙකුට ද පාපරේ සිංහල පේජ් එක බාර දෙන්න අපි සූදානම්. කැමතිද? අපිට කතා කරන්න. මේ තියෙන්නේ අපේ ඊමේල් එක. මේ තියෙන්නේ අපේ හොට්ලයින් එක. පොල්ලඩි නම් ගහන්න තහනම්.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Sophia Gardens in Kaj.
It's around the wicket time on the papare.com.
Thank you.